All right, welcome to, the impressions vid of the evening. Mm, Always awkward when we got something that breaks the flowing cadence of the patterns, but here we are. Gods of the Twilight. Um, Gods of the Twilight is an episodic cyberpunk visual novel where old magic returns to a world of technology. Control two protagonists in parallel as they start to realize they're more than human. Decide who to trust when supernatural and human groups each have their own agendas, and ancient truths about you and your companions start to resurface. This is a world where magic has been mostly forgotten, but with Ragnarok approaching, strange events are taking shape, especially in the life of Althena and Farkas, a young woman and man living on the city ship of New Reykjavik. Um, you control both of them as they face mysterious assassins, their own emerging abilities, and hints of the roles they may choose to play in world shaking events to come. They can become friends, rivals, or even lovers with a variety of companions, including each other, as they navigate a web of potential allies and enemies, including gods, monsters, governments, corporations, and criminals. Like, so yeah, this is sounding fairly ambitious. Um, but this is a impressions video because this is very much in early access. And in fact, this is the kind of game that um, is born why we do impressions, because this is only about 25% complete. Yeah. Um, because according to the early access notes, they're angling to have season one, 20 chapters. There are 5 chapters available right now. And even with the 5 chapters, it's not, well, it's content complete, but they're still adding voice work to what they got right now. Um, so even if we were able to get through visual novels quickly, which we're not, because just what is here now is about 100,000 words. That's a lot of words. Like, uh, and to compound things, uh, this is very much an, I'm not sure if it has a designation, but let's call it an active visual novel, as in, you know, this is one of those visual novels where your choices matter, you know, and not just in terms of the ending or the end game. I did encounter a scenario where the particular choices I made um, affected the status of one of the protagonist companions, let's say. So your choices will matter. And also, this is a game with affection rates. You know, as noted in the marketing materials, you can romance a large variety of characters. You know, it is unknown how many people, because, once again, only a quarter of the game is finished. But, you can choose to flirt with people, and your choices will, you know, raise or lower affection rates. But I'm not sure if any of the heavier stuff is in the game yet. And as far as how heavy this game is going for, well, it's not in the marketing materials, but in the in-game, like, I think it might have been in the in-game disclaimer. Um, they're going for an R rating, not an X rating. So, this is basically from what they were telling me. This isn't a game that we would have to necessarily shy away from when it got complete. Though, on the other hand, I'm not exactly sure how nude everyone is going to get. I mean, clearly we've got, at the very least, PG-13 here because, a shot like this. Like, and in terms of romanceable options, this game seems to be set to, let's say, pansexual, because romance options are for either gender, um, or nobody non-binary has been shown yet, or trans, but that might come along later. And once again, I'm not sure if there is a single, if this is going for a single romance option, or like if you can romance multiple partners. I'm not sure if they know yet, because once again, there is a lot of content that is not here yet. In terms of the story, it's a bit hard to get a beat on right now, because honestly, this game isn't so much plot driven as it's more character driven. That's not to say that it's unimportant, but it definitely takes a backseat to the interactions with the various characters and their interplay. It's one of those. And also, there are two protagonists. In terms of how things will get affected, once again, not entirely sure the entire bridge work here, but the first thing that will get affected is the order presented. Like, if you choose Athena, you'll get her story first, then you'll switch over to Farkas. Though how much that plays out past, say, the prologue, I am unclear on, because I think when I got to chapter, it was chapter 2, that was like all Farkas, or at least he was first. So I'm not sure what the full range of protagonist choices offers here, especially since there is convergence and it happens early with the first chapter. So you know, like I said, it's just like, I liked what's here. It's just there's a lot of what is that needs to be, before I could get a real sense of this visual novel. because, my impressions are, it's got a very impressive art. The music is surprisingly good. Didn't stop me from muting it. I tend to just do that with visual novels. The voice work is a bit dodgy, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think that this game is going for, let's say, well-known voice actors or anything like that, but I wouldn't say that it's on the level of, the developers' friends and family necessarily either. Somewhere in between. And yeah, let's see. In terms of the price right now, right at this moment in time, this game is clocking in at $20. Now, in terms of will this price go up? Apparently, it depends on the scope of the content to be included. So that kind of shows that, just how early the access is right now. There's not a lot wrong here in terms of bugs or stability. Though I suppose that makes sense given that it's a visual novel. There's a lot less to take account of than, say, even like a simple platformer. But what is here will keep you occupied for a while. I said
the art looks good too. So
yeah, it's not. I will note it's not just getting to the end of chapter 5. There is replay value. You can switch protagonists. You can change choices. And 100,000 words is going to take you quite a number of hours to sift through. So I could definitely say that $20 is not only a adequate buy-in at this point in time. It's probably recommended because if the developer's ambitions stay on track, I would expect this to ultimately clock in at $35, $40.
Adam, do you know if any of the choices had any weight? Is there a character that ends up being absent, let's say, that could have been there later on in the story that you know of, or is it just kind of just flavor
yes.
for right now?
Yes.
Fair.
I can't say any more.
Fair. That's why I went with the term absent.
Yeah, I'm like, not so much absent, but this character lived, and I got an achievement for it. Seriously,
I know
wounded.
there are some indie video novels like this that most of the choices are just flavor; they don't do anything.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not. But once again, I'm not sure how much these choices matter, because once again, quarter of the story done here.
Yeah.
So
at least short term there are ramifications, but no idea if there's long term butterfly effect ramification type thing.
Yeah, that cannot be assessed right now.
Fair.
So like I said, it's getting back to the pricing. I would expect this to end up in the highest range of visual novels should it contain all 20 chapters and have full voice acting. Yeah, that's on the highest end of. And you look at the art here, it's exquisitely detailed. That has, that's where I'd expect this to land ultimately. So I would definitely say get it now if you're so inclined, because I don't see this game staying at $20. Now, what that timeline looks like, it's dependent on the development. So, and yeah, I think that's about all I got for this game. You know, I enjoyed it. Just wish there was more of it to assess. So, yeah. So yeah, I think that'll about do it for not just these impressions, but the entire review session. So coming up on the week ahead, on Wednesday, November 29th, we will be welcoming Casey Ozumi, let's say, of Starseed Games. He is the creator of Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass. Am I the only one who knows this game?
Probably.
It rings a bell, but I've certainly never played it.
It's another Earthbound inspired indie title that was made in Game. I think. No, it was not Game Maker. It was RPG Maker. Like, I'll post a video in the Discord about it. But we'll be talking about his latest game, which I'm trying to remember if it's on Kickstarter right now or if it's about to hit Kickstarter. Hang on, let me if I got the right. Yeah. Yeah, him to the Earless God. Kind of keeping the naming scheme there. I'm not sure what you would call that. But at the very least, these are very interesting titles. Literally. So looking forward to talking about this on Wednesday. And we do have a new installment of MSP as well. So, we're back to full show capacity this week. At least in terms of our Wednesday shows. Nothing on Friday this week.
Mm-hmm.
So, you can sleep in that day. And yeah, that'll about do it. So until next time, I shall wish you good gaming.